New at 6, a major local hospital pushing patients to sign up for high-interest medical credit cards. And Channel 2 Action News Investigates has learned the company that's profiting is tied to a longtime board member of the hospital. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray is live at Piedmont Hospital in Buckhead. Justin, there are two issues here you've been investigating.
Yeah, Linda, there are concerns about the relationship between nonprofit hospitals like Piedmont and these third-party medical credit cards. On the bill of a Piedmont bill, there's a sign that there's writing that says if this is going to take more than 12 months to pay, they partnered with Cure. But there are also concerns about that relationship between Piedmont and that company, Cure. Ask consumer advocates what they think about medical credit cards. They give similar answers.
Most of the patients who end up on these plans are the ones who can least afford.
These cards are wonderful for providers and nightmares for consumers.
Piedmont Healthcare uses a Georgia-based company called Cure to provide what it calls, quote, financing options. Cure is owned by a company called Atlanticus, and the founder, longtime CEO, and current executive chairman of Atlanticus is David Hanna. He also served 13 years on the nonprofit board of directors of Piedmont Healthcare, including time as chairman of the board. Liz Coyle is executive director of the consumer advocacy group Georgia Watch.
I can tell you that at Georgia Watch, we would find that to be a conflict of interest.
David Hanna told me in an email, quote, Cure, a division of Atlanticus and Piedmont, made their deal without my involvement and independent of my serving on the Piedmont board. When I learned of that arrangement, however, I informed Piedmont leadership of my association with Cure through Atlanticus in keeping with the Piedmont Code of Conduct. I believe the amount of business between Piedmont and Cure is fairly insignificant. But it's significant enough that Cure put out this press release bragging about the Piedmont deal when it was signed in 2019. Piedmont tells us in a statement, quote, Mr. Hanna fully disclosed his affiliation with Cure, and the relationship with Cure was vetted and managed through our compliance department's conflict of interest process.
It doesn't sound like a very solid conflict of interest rule to me if you have board members who stand to gain financially from a decision the hospital makes.
Earlier this summer, we showed you how Emory Healthcare also pushes patients on their bills in MyChart toward a similar medical credit card, Care Credit. Emory patient Elizabeth Burns noticed it on her bill.
It needs to change. It is so wrong.
Especially because nonprofit hospitals offer other options. Look right on the Piedmont website. There's both hardship assistance and no interest payment plans.
Steering patients who are going to struggle to pay a medical bill onto a form of credit that comes with interest is not helping the community the way nonprofit hospitals are supposed to.
And Piedmont tells us it looked at several other vendors before settling on Cure. But again, these nonprofit hospitals like Piedmont, they offer in-house payment plans, often zero interest, without resorting to those medical credit cards. Reporting live at Piedmont Hospital in Buckhead, Justin Gray, Channel 2 Action News.
And we want to give you some more information about how you can deal with medical debt, which affects millions of people. Federal law requires nonprofit hospitals to offer charity care. Ask your provider how you can apply. Channel 2 consumer advisor Clark Howard says never pay for medical debt with a credit card. Once you do that, you no longer qualify for charity care or forgiveness. And stay in contact with your provider. Many times they'll work it out with you to provide low interest or no interest payment options.